Thank you, Mitchell. As you can see, there's a tremendous amount happening here at HashiCorp. But there's a common theme to all of it that really underpins everything we do, and that is this commitment to enabling this common operating model for infrastructure. I think what's clear to us as a vendor, really, that works with many in the Global 2000 is that heterogeneity is your reality. We think you're going to have multiple cloud partners. You're going to want to leverage the investments that they're making over the next generation as they continue to build out the rich suite of services. We also think you're going to run a lot of infrastructure of your own. We think that's not going away anywhere. We also recognize that there's heterogeneity of application infrastructure. So whether it's Cloud Foundry or Kubernetes or Java apps or .NET apps or everything in between, this is going to be the collective world for all of us. To borrow a Geoffrey Moore analogy, we actually think about it, and what we see most commonly is this idea of systems of record being largely on premises and systems of engagement being built on premises, being built on cloud. And it is the bridging of those two worlds that is the challenge for all of us, is how do I build a net new customer engagement application on cloud that perhaps has to connect to a mainframe on premises? That is a scenario we actually see relatively frequently. So we view our role as an enabler of that. And one of the coolest things for us over the last 12 months has been to see how these cloud-native products have worked their way inside the enterprise. So it's super common today for us to see people using Terraform to provision their vSphere. We see people using Vault to basically safeguard access to systems and applications on premises. And the one we're most excited about is around the connectivity of console and what that enables for you across these hybrid environments as Mitchell described. Really quick recap of what was announced. We are, in a sense, 4 companies in one, which makes it a little bit difficult to communicate what's happening. But suffice it to say, we've had announcements across all 4 aspects of our portfolio, from Vault with Vault Advisor to Console to Terraform and to Nomad. And I think this sort of sustained culture of innovation is one you've come to expect from us. I wanted to speak for just a second about the investments we're making as a company because, not surprisingly, we've seen tremendous growth over the last 12 months. And that is only because of the investments that many of you have made in partnering with us. We've had the fortune, I think, last quarter we crossed over literally 100 of the Fortune 500 are commercial customers of ours. It is that investment that has allowed us to invest in our company at the pace that we have. It is that investment that allows us to make the model work for all of us. We now have, as Armand pointed out, well over 300 employees in the company. The biggest team they're in is actually our product and engineering organization, and it always will be. That is by design. That is how our model works. We invest in product first so we can continually sustain the innovation that you see. That explains the product announcements you've made today. But I also want to touch on the support and success investments that we've made. We now have a support organization that covers literally thousands of tickets a year, many, many thousands of tickets a year, spanning all 3 time zones in the US. We now have 3 different support offices or support clusters in Europe, and we're building out our first one in Asia this year as well. We understand the role that we play for many of you in the infrastructure that you run. We understand the seriousness of that. We thank you for the partnership. Our goal is to be your partner as you navigate this transition for the next generation and beyond. And I hope you have a great time at this conference today. I know we're running along, so I'll keep it short. Thank you. Really appreciate the support. We look forward to spending some more time with you, and hopefully you can stick around for Paul's session, which is coming up next. Thank you.